go that fast all the way up.
It's snow. I always think those signs are funny. A gondola isn't just a boat in Venice. I have never seen a trash bin like this before. This is the reward for all that uphill walking. And that's the old Cosmic Ray Station. There's Tunnel Mountain, Mount Rundle. That little patch is the dam center. Now that's funny.
Video time.
I go up and I go down, it takes more money, or
Less.
going down is free.
It's round trip,
I see.
so you can't buy one way up. It's pretty well.
There's like 5 restaurants in it.
Really?
We climbed all the way up the mountain. I found a book here that I was going to show to you, but I can't find it anymore. Someone else must have taken it. But it's by Doug Adams, and it's called The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. And Janet, I thought you would like it because it has the word tea in it. When I got here, this puzzle was the frame was only done. And so I did a little bit of it, and then other people have been coming in and doing bits, and so I've been coming in every day and doing it, and every time I come, there's more done. And now it looks like it's finished. Except for this. Ta-da! Wow. There aren't even any pieces missing. It's very satisfying. I should frame this and hang it on my wall. I have to say, it's really bizarre being here without CYO. Like, it's just really weird. Because I've always been here with people. I wanted to show you something interesting. For the past 3 days, 4 days now, there's been this great yellow tube hanging down, and things come out of it. Rather alarming looking things sometimes. And they fall into that box. I'm gonna see if they'll throw something down. I don't know what all that stuff is. What are they doing up there? These little cutouts are all over the place. I have no idea what they mean. I was in the lounge looking to see if there were any other interesting books. I found a lot of sci-fi novels and mystery novels and thrillers that looked not very good. I found a non-fiction book that Ian was carrying around this year and reading. I found a lot of copies of the National Geographic, which is always interesting. And I found this. An anecdotal look at pressure equipment and other harmless devices that can kill you. So I think that looks really interesting. So this book wasn't quite as interesting as I hoped. There were a couple interesting bits in it, though. Like the part where they talked about the exploding watermelons. And the part about the staged train crash. They crashed 2 trains together on purpose. And then the part where they talked about human cannonballs. That was pretty interesting. That's a human cannonball. And then I got to this chapter. It's talking about how the cable cars in SF are powered by steam. That's Market Street. I lived there. There's also a chapter about how a molasses thing exploded, and there's a boiler explosion, and the molasses flooded the streets, and people drowned in it. Those attempting to flee the syrupy mess were quickly overcome by a torrent traveling an estimated 35 miles per hour. Reports from that day indicated that the molasses created waves as high as 15 feet. Can you believe it? Wow. They're all standing in molasses. The London beer flood of 1814. The beer vat exploded and people drowned in it. Others, in an attempt to take advantage of their good fortune, hundreds of residents attempted to scoop up the beer with kettles and pots. Others simply lowered themselves to the street and opened their mouths. While perhaps a good idea in theory, the latter plan was quickly abandoned by many when the surge proved to be more than they could consume. Wow. 9 deaths were attributed to drowning and injuries sustained from the flood, and then at the very end it says, 1 person died of alcohol poisoning. Okay, so this book is more interesting than I thought. By the way, Janet, this is the book. My roommate's from Israel. She has